Okay, today we're going to go over some rectangles and squares here in JavaScript, and we are using Khan Academy, as you guys can see up here from the URL. So first thing, what we're looking at here, I'm just going to label our canvas. Remember, our canvas is this area over here to the right. So I'm just going to mark it up. Remember, the canvas is broken down into 400 pixels. So as you guys can see, we're going to mark up the x-axis first. So mark this here with 400. There we go. And obviously this is our X. And I'll also put like a 200 right here so you guys can get an idea of the center. And then we'll also mark up the Y-axis. Obviously, Y-axis goes from top down to the bottom, which is 400 pixels as well. And I'll quickly put like a 200 here. If this helps, a lot of you guys are starting off with this. I like to also add additional marks in here just so you could get a better idea of where to place your shapes or where you might think you might want your shapes. There we go. That should help out. All right, next thing. In order to start coding here, what I'm going to do here, let's say if I wanted a rectangle and the area such as this. So as you guys can see, we'll go from right here. This is our starting point, top left corner for any of our shapes here in Khan Academy. So in JavaScript. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create this rectangle. So we start off with a tag called rect. Rects will make either rectangles or squares. And as you can see from our diagram over here, we are going to be making a rectangle to start. And you can see our starting point, the same as our ellipse that we learned the other day. But we are going to start with the X location first. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to start with 100 on the x-axis, meaning how far over we came across here, across our x-axis. And then when you're going to notice, we are also going to come down 100 on our y-axis. And you guys can see this O nose keeps popping up here. So again, we came in 100 on the x, we came down 100 on the y. Now our second marking is going to be the width. So you guys can see that's from one side of the rect to the other side or the opposite side. Then you can see I came from 100 to 200, that's 100, and then 200 to 300. So again, 100 to 200 is 100 pixels, 200 to 300 is 200 pixels. So my next coordinate is going to be the width, which is 200 pixels. And then lastly, we have the height of the rectangle. And yes, I know that my diagram isn't perfect, but you're going to notice that we are only going 100 pixels. So I started off at 100, and I'm just going down to 200. So my last coordinate for the height will be 100 pixels. And there you go. You can see that my diagram isn't perfect, but you guys can see that it's pretty close. And hopefully, at least it helps you out a little bit to understand what's going on there. So that's our first example. So what we're going to do next here, we'll create another one here. And this next one, let's say that I'm going to create a square here. And let's say that I'll create this square. We're going to attach it right here. So we're going to go from 200 up to 300 and then down like that. There we go. So again, we are going to start right here in the top left corner. All righty. So this square, again, we'll start off with rect. And my first coordinate, as you guys can see, how far along the x-axis. And you could probably identify that we're coming about 200 pixels. All right, so my first number will be 200 along the x. And then how far down along are we going to go? So from along the y-axis, so you can see 100 and then 200. So this one's going to be 200, 200. And now we're going to be measuring how wide this is. So as you can see, this is a nice, easy one. It's only 100 pixels in length. So we went from 200 to 300, meaning it is only 100 pixels in length. So just type in my 100. And since this is a square, my height needs to be also 100. So lastly, I just type in my 100. And you will see now that I have a nice, neat square here along the same area. So hopefully this helps you out. Rectangles are relatively